We are live.
Hello, welcome.
Good
It is good
evening.
evening. It is now time to live.
Yes,
Um,
it's nighttime here in Alberta, Canada.
so, good evening to all of our Canadian friends,
Yes,
and good
and other
afternoon to the
friends.
Philippines or
Is
the
it?
one in Asia. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And good
And
morning to
morning.
somewhere in Middle East.
Yeah,
Or I
yeah,
don't know, in England somewhere. I don't know where you are, guys. But anyways, today's live session is very exciting, right?
yeah.
Just so happened that it's my birthday week,
Yes,
and we got paid today, right?
yes.
So
Woo.
we got paid, um, and it's a happy dance because we know that the system is working,
Yes,
and even though we're not doing a lot of work with it,
yeah.
uh, checks are still coming, so which is kind of cool. um, but today's episode, for those of you who don't know us, my name is Lee J,
And I'm Melissa.
and we've been in this journey of building a digital business for the last how many
4 years.
4 years. And we were really halfway when we were building it, but now we're just really
For
wanted
now,
to
yeah. We just
support.
know, yeah, we just know that it works, and we know that the people who are who trusted us in the system, who started their own business,
Mhm.
are also gonna be successful.
Absolutely. And yeah, there's a ton of you guys that's reaching out to us
Yeah.
right now, wanting to start the same thing. Some of you are family members, some of you are close friends. I would say that, if it is for you, it is for you, right? Go check out the webinar, right? We can give you all the information you need, right? But um, it's better to actually get it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
fun that way, right?
Yeah, we have to follow the system, and everybody goes through the same system.
That's right.
When we started the business, we started with the webinar as well, so we had to watch the 90-minute webinar.
Multiple
Yeah.
times.
And it's okay if you watch it multiple times. The more you watch it, maybe the more you'll understand what's happening, and maybe you'll connect with like-minded individual who are in the webinar, right? And what was it last week?
Last week.
Last week
Yeah.
we were in the same webinar that we've been inviting people about, and it was a great experience, right? We
Right.
get to share our stories to people all over the globe. There were over 500 people who was watching that live, and there's more who will be watching the same webinar because it is saved in our website for other people to
Yeah.
watch as a replay.
There's so many things that's going on right now, guys. I can't even keep up. Right? Mel
Yeah.
is having a blast with the online business. I'm having a blast at work. We're having a blast in a community.
Yes.
There's so many
Yeah.
things that's going on, and we are so grateful and thankful
Yeah.
full to God
Mhm.
with all of the blessings that
Yes.
He gave us. And
Yeah.
we
And that's what I've heard with when we were having chats with the ladies. Um, there was a verse there or a text there that said, you enjoy God in all His glory. And I
yeah,
think we are in the process of all His glory, in all aspects of our life, in relationship, in finances, in community,
mhm.
in, in marriage.
In
Like, I think,
marriage.
yeah, I think that way you get to experience God in all aspects of your life,
Absolutely.
right?
And uh,
Yeah.
you know, to
And
today's
and
topic, we're going to talk about resilience and
Determination.
Determination. And we think that this topic is perfect for the payday topic. uh,
Yeah, we were looking at the list of topics and we're like, oh, that's resilience and determination.
right.
Yeah.
And, I just Googled resilience right now, and it says right here resilience is the
The
capacity to
capacity to
withstand
withstand
or to
to
recover quickly from difficulties
difficulties.
or toughness, right?
Yes.
The ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape or elasticity. So that's so true in terms of our journey so far in the online business,
Yes.
and um, because we were, especially for myself, when I was building it first, I was kind of on and off, didn't know really what to do, right? Um, in fact, I was doing so many things at that time, right? That there's no way I can actually focus on this business. And Mel wasn't on board, so yeah, that just 0%, right, or zero chance.
Yeah.
Um, so I was having a conversation with an employer that I met this morning, and he too came from a corporate job, right? And this lawyer, this employer, this client actually is in a corporate sales, right? So his territories are, the whole of Western Canada, right, all the way up to the Yukon, and he mentioned that they wanted to have a family, and so um, COVID hits, he was let go, and they're both in corporate jobs, right? And so they can't really, afford having to have no jobs, right? Because you know mortgage alone in Calgary can be really really expensive, like the living expenses here, right? And he started a business. He actually started a business, right? And he's like, it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, right? And now he's running the business for 4 years, right? But um, it's not an online business. It's not the business that we have right now. It's actually a service business. It's for
Okay.
lawn mowing and like yard um, maintenance, right? Snow removal and all these
Yeah.
things, right? It's a service industry.
Yeah.
And I listened to him for about half an hour, just going on about how difficult it is, right, to hire good people,
Yeah.
how difficult it is to keep up with inventory rising, and to pay people and all these things, right?
Yeah.
There's so many moving parts
Yeah.
in a traditional business. What in the end is that I commended him and I said you should be very proud of yourself. In fact, I am proud of you, right, for standing up, and despite of all the challenges of the COVID, of the pandemic, you're still here, right? You're operating. In fact, he is actually hiring a foreign worker under our program, and I was so happy that I said, I just blurb out, I'm proud of you, man. And then he smiled, and I think entrepreneurs really needed that, right? Like we don't get a lot of those. We don't get a lot of
Yeah.
compliments, or not
Yeah.
compliments, but kudos, right, from other entrepreneurs in terms of how hard it is to really make it out there, right?
Yeah.
And with the topic that we have right now with resilience and determination, it really showed how hungry he is going out of that corporate job because he wanted to start a family. Imagine, like I think he's in his 40s. That's the only time that they actually started a family, right? Very
Yeah.
late. And when I entered his office slash house, right? It's like filled with kids' toys and belongings and like
Oh,
bags on
okay.
the floor, and it's just messy. His
Do
office
they
is
have kids
actually,
now?
yeah, they have
Okay.
kids, not one kid, right?
Okay.
And then his desk, right, is a square countertop desk,
Oh yeah.
and it's filled with paperwork. That's where he works, is
Okay.
his desk, right? And I can really
Yeah.
feel the hustling of
Yes.
that
Yeah.
of this guy, right?
Yeah. It's
And
like our office upstairs.
it's it's like our office, like it's
There's a big printer, and right beside the printer, there's a whole pile
paper,
of papers.
right? And in the end, I'm like, man, like I'm really proud of you. of what you've done so far. Jumping and starting your own
Yeah.
business, and no matter what business it is, might be an online business like we're presenting to a lot of people, or it could be a
Mm-hmm.
traditional business, right? Or um, a brick and mortar business, whatever that business is.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you pick the entrepreneurial road, it's always going to be bumpy and difficult, right?
Yes.
And therefore, resilience and determination is probably one of the key factors why people become
Become
successful,
successful.
right? In any kind of business, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's the same thing with our online business. And I was talking to a family member actually over the weekend, and he mentioned about how difficult it is to,
Mm-hmm.
physically, right, to
Yes.
work, right? And I can feel him. He's been in that industry for the last,
More than 10 years.
right, 10 years, more than
Yeah.
10 years. And he's a hardworking man. Like,
Yeah.
he is a
And
hardworking
he's
man.
very smart too.
Very
Like
smart, yeah.
when he finished his college or
School,
school,
yeah.
he finished up with honors, and he got so much grants from the
Mhm.
government that it actually paid all majority of his tuition fees.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, listening to him, I'm like, oh man, like I really wanted to help you, but how can we actually push this through? Because what I was thinking is that, if you're gonna go with a traditional business, it's more of
It's very
a
physically demanding,
right.
right?
It's
Like,
more toll in your body,
mm-hmm.
and no matter how hard you work and how
Yeah.
much hours you put in, it seems like there's
You
always
s-
going to be more taxes. That's going to be,
you still have to go and be physically there, and
mhm,
when you're not there, what happens, right? Like
right.
you don't,
You stop, right?
unless you
Income
hire
stop,
somebody that would have the same passion as what you have for the business,
which is
right?
rare, right?
Yeah.
Which is rare to have that. And so, one of the solutions really is an online business, right? Where you can build passive income, you can build
Mm-hmm.
a system that
Yeah.
automates, right? It runs in the background.
Yeah.
And even if I was thinking to myself, my Mel and I were talking when we were going home, and I said, like if he can build a system like this, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe in 1 year, it starts generating even half of his income. Now
Mm-hmm.
he can actually take off half of the
Yeah.
year, right? Of half of the hours that he puts in, and just maybe just put half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that way you can really take advantage of
Yeah.
the time that you're gonna have more time with your family, more time with the
Yeah.
things that you love doing, right?
Yeah.
And
Less worries,
less
right?
worries. Yeah,
Like,
I think that's one of the key factors why you need an online business, why you need a side
yeah.
hustle, right?
Yeah.
It's not to, yeah, maybe some people it's the gateway for them to retire. Maybe some people it's the gateway for them to be extremely wealthy, right?
Yeah.
Good for them.
And
But for
yeah.
some people, it means just more time with my family. It means just rest on my body,
Yeah,
right?
and be able to go out and eat out with your family, have
Mm,
some quality time, instead of cooking in the house and preparing the meals and cleaning up after the dinner, and you have to wash the dishes, you can go eat out and have some quality time with
right.
the people you love.
Or just, like completely take off for the next 6 months if you really want to, right?
Yeah.
Um, so these are the things, like, I mean, we have a ton of like engineers, for example, that are in our business, right? Some of them are
Hmm.
dentists, some of them are
Yeah,
doctors,
accountants,
accountants,
nurses.
and they love what they do,
Yeah.
right? They don't need to quit whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
They just love what they do. That the business income supplements the lifestyle that they have,
Hmm.
and
They get to take time off when they wanted to, even when it's not paid,
mhm.
right?
So these are the things that's keep me wondering, right? And when people get it, right, they really get it. They go all into it. They really would just want to invest. But by the time that they do that, um, they're way down into this rabbit hole of thinking what could go wrong instead
Mhm.
of thinking what if, right?
What if
What if it
it
actually
actually
works, right?
made you successful?
Right.
Yeah.
So and it could be a rabbit hole. I always talk about this when I'm in my training sessions with other people, and And the only way to get out of that hole, right, of that spiral motion, right, of thinking negative about good ideas, right, is to seek help, right? And that doesn't mean that you would seek help to the nearest person, although you can. Um, but seek help in terms of books, seek helps in terms of podcasts, right? Of people that are really, really smart in the field, and listen to them, right? And surround yourself with like minded individuals. You don't need to have physical like-minded individuals around you. You can join a group,
Yeah.
right? You can you can listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, and there's a ton of them. One of the best podcasts right now that I listen to is The Diary of CEO by Steve Bartlett.
Mhm.
There's also Entrepreneurs on Fire by John Lee Dumas, but I think he already retired, and it's only like the replays that we're listening to.
Yeah.
There's also Russell Brunson, right, the creator of ClickFunnels, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For me, I like listening to Mel Robbins, right? She's the one who wrote the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goal,
5 second rule.
5 second rule, the 5 second rule, right?
And there's a few of them, right? There's a few of them. If I go old school, because I am an old school guy as well, right? So I listen to a lot
Yeah.
of Jack Canfield, The Success Principles, or um, um, Zig Ziglar, right? The old sales guy. uh, Jim Rohn is a classic, right? As well as Bob Proctor, right? Is a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
like just small bits of positive things, right,
yeah.
can make a difference, right?
Yeah, and if you are curious about something, do some research, you know, who knows? Maybe that's the one that you're actually gonna want to do, right?
That's right. And I also did a consultation this morning. I did a lot today, by the way. I had like employer meetings to. Oh yeah, tough fan. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
We'll give you a giveaway soon.
Yeah, we should do a giveaway for our top fan.
Yes. Yeah, we love our brother Mike.
Yeah.
Uh, but um, I can't help to think about all the possibilities that this can that this can bring you and
Yeah.
your family, right?
Yeah, and it's not just for us, it's a legacy for the kids, right? Because it can be passed on to them as well. They don't have to do the business, they could just have passive income,
Right.
right? With our children, if they wanted to learn digital marketing, like of course we would love to teach them, because the business is digital marketing, right?
Yeah.
And digital marketing is a skill that would be beneficial for any kind of field that you're doing,
Do you
or
know?
any business out there.
Absolutely. Do you know
Yeah.
one of the things that I did today was to do a consultation, right? And when I do consultation, I always tell people to do their due diligence to actually research, right? And I think that is the first step of of really finding out what you really want to do, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's interesting because when I ask the person, have you read this particular article or have you seen this particular portion of this site, right?
Mhm.
And when the answer is no, right, then that's probably the first step. Before I charge you with professional fees and consulting fees and all of these fees that's going to be incurring, right? Why don't you get started with that, right? With this piece of information to have basic understanding. And
Yeah.
sometimes for us, it's just
Sometimes you just gotta jump.
you just got to
Sometimes
jump, right?
you
And
just gotta have to start something,
yeah,
right? Like, and find out if it's for you or not. But otherwise, you won't know until you actually try it.
right. Do a ton of research. Like if you want, you can also do a webinar marathon You can
Yeah.
listen to these webinars,
Yeah.
you know,
Which a lot of
every Thursday.
people in the business have done before when they started. They watch like 3 5 times of the webinar, and our webinars are always new, by the way, unless it's a recorded or a
Version, yeah.
replay. But it's always new.
New people in
New people
there,
in
yeah.
there. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's like new hosts,
New
new
panelists, yeah.
testimonials, right?
And a lot of this, you know, why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about different solutions to these problems, right? We're talking about this because of the topic, resilience and determination. How how determined are you
You
to
find the
change, to find a
solution.
solution, to really change, right? Really depends on you, right? And you know, the way I look at it is, a lot of people just wish change that happens, right,
Yeah.
to them. And I would say that go take the change by its
Take it small step at a time.
right,
Like, you know,
or
like
you know, you just take action, right? Just
yeah.
it's very easy to say that though, right?
Yeah, like I
Uh,
don't know, when I started the business, I was so skeptical, right? Like what really gave me that change of heart is because I saw I saw the people in the business. I was, they're very passionate in the business. I was already in the same group, right? I saw the community, the people are
yeah,
like minded, positive
yeah,
people,
that's true.
and their stories, right? Like, there are times when I wasn't doing anything and I was just on my phone, and I would see their stories of successes, which really inspired me. And, and I know because I have this idea of every success always comes with hard work.
Right.
And for some reason, it made me realize that maybe it's possible for me too. And that's how.
So, you know, one of the
Yeah.
things that's very inspiring as well is the sense of humility of the people that are making it already, right?
Yeah.
I know we know this lady, incredible human being of being so humble. You know, if you ask her questions, you know, she'll answer you, and straight to the point type of thing.
Yeah.
And you see them really having all these successes because I think part of it is because they're approachable, they're humble, right? Um, you know, even my mentor right now at work, right? Incredible entrepreneur, so humble that she's able to give back, you know, so many things, right, to the community, to the people around her.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the key aspects of uh, um, inspiring entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
Then you'll have those entrepreneurs that are like, whatever, right? I don't want to talk about them. They don't deserve my
Your
my
words.
thoughts, my words,
Your
right?
thoughts.
Uh,
But yeah, the people in our community, they're so positive. Every time I'm in that group and I see posts, it's just inspires me because I know that I'm doing the same thing as what we're doing. We have the same system, we have the same training, and we have the same community. And what really is the variable here is us. Like, it's the work that we put in. So if we do the work, we follow the training and actually do the work, then we know it's gonna be successful, right?
that's
So
right.
yeah.
So I think you know, resilience and determination. I put the little title there with dance thing, payday dance, and I think it
Yeah.
smells. It's Melissa's turn next time we
Yeah.
get our
Yeah.
checks.
It's
By the
gonna
way,
be.
we don't know when the checks are coming. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
a
just
lot of times it just randomly shows up,
shows up.
right?
Yeah,
So
but
when
there is a system online where it will say paid, 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 paid,
right,
because
so
there's a
you'll be
whole list.
expecting that. You'll be expecting that,
Yeah, so I'll be expecting it, but I don't know the exact date when it's coming,
right?
right? So
Right.
it's majority of the time it's like surprise.
Right. So we are so thankful to God. I mean, you know, all of this really comes from Him,
Yeah.
and all of the work that we do is for
Yeah.
Him, right?
Yeah.
And really, the moment we realize that, the moment it becomes more fun. All glory, back to our Lord. And I think that's one of the key aspects of running this business, because we always pray. We always pray for the people that we touch, the people that work with us, the people that's gonna see our ads, right? Or the people that's gonna see this live session. We pray for you. We pray for your success, your journey, and we hope that you too will find uh, this system helpful. Whether it changes you in a big way or the smallest possible way. um, it's always a good practice to be grateful of the little things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because all the little things compounds to this
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
thing.
Big things always starts with the little things.
That's right. So
Without the little things, there's no big things.
that's right. So yeah, that's it for today's live. We're ending it a little early,
Yeah.
right? There's more to come, though. I think the message that we want to convey is um, resilience and determination really is a key factor of becoming successful in any kind of business, right? Whether
Yeah.
you're in traditional business, online business, brick and
Yeah.
mortar business, doesn't matter what business that is.
Mhm.
Resilience, bouncing back from the
Yeah.
adversities, bouncing back from the challenges that you recently have. Uh, you know, it reminds me of that entrepreneur I talked to this morning. He said, "Lijay, I almost got bankrupt on my first year. Almost went bankrupt because he grew too fast. So from 2 or 3 people crew, he grew to like 12 or 14 of them.
Yeah.
And so, and he was doing so much things in renovation and all these things that wasn't really helping. And so he almost went bankrupt. But he bounced back. On the third year, he made all the profit back, right? And now the fourth year, very, very healthy financials. So I think we can all learn to this resiliency and determination, because for us, anyways, like we bounce back. We bounce back from the time that we weren't really focusing on this business, and now we're here. We bounce back. Uh,
Yes.
there are a ton of challenges along the way, right?
Yeah.
We need to
You
learn.
really
We
get
need to.
tested.
You really get tested.
Yeah.
Um,
There's lots of temptations out there, but at the end of the day, we come back here and this is our home.
right.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I hope you see it that way too. We'll see you again tomorrow for the next live. Tomorrow's episode is going to be interesting. I promise you that. And if you are thinking of joining us, of being in our community of
Yeah.
of like-minded individuals, and if you're already successful and you just want to diversify your portfolio,
Yeah.
right? That's perfect as well. We're here. And if you are, if you're just looking for a change, you just want to cut off on your hours, maybe from 3 jobs to 2 jobs, 2 jobs to 1 job,
Yeah.
right? You can do that as well, right? As long as you have your resilience and determination to be successful in this business, you can make it. Okay.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty much it. We're gonna wrap it up. Thanks a lot for
Thank you
watching.
so much. We'll see you again
We'll
tomorrow.
see you again tomorrow. God bless you.
Bye.
Take care. How do you end this thing? I forgot now.